Hey Johnny, we're here next. Looking for you. Looking for December 6th, how you gonna do it?
I got my eyes on you, Janibek. Good luck.
Terence Crawford just beat Canelo Alvarez, became the undisputed champion, and now he's already hunting his next target. And the fighter he has his eyes on might surprise you. Let me take you back to September 13th, 2025. Crawford stepped into the ring in Las Vegas and did something that nobody thought was possible. He moved up 2 weight classes and beat Canelo Alvarez. Not just beat him, but dominated him. The judges scored it 116 to 112, 115 to 113, and 115 to 113. All 3 judges gave the fight to Crawford. This wasn't just any win. Crawford became the first male boxer ever to win the undisputed championship in 3 different weight classes. That means he held all 4 major belts in 3 separate divisions. Nobody else has done that in the modern era of boxing. Over 70,000 people packed into Allegiant Stadium to watch history happen that night. Crawford is 38 years old now. His record is 42 wins and 0 losses. He's never been beaten. Not once. Every single fight in his career, he's walked out with his hand raised. And after beating Canelo, he made so much money that he's set for life. He could retire right now and never worry about anything again. But Crawford isn't retiring. Instead, he's been traveling around the world, showing up at different events, and posting videos on social media. And one of those videos just revealed exactly who he wants to fight next. Crawford was at the WBO convention in Bogota, Colombia. That's a big meeting where all the boxing champions and officials get together. On October 28th, Crawford posted a video on his Instagram story. He was filming a screen that showed a picture of him posing. Then suddenly, right after his picture, an image of another fighter popped up on the screen. That fighter was Janibek Alimkhanuly. Crawford quickly turned his camera away like he was trying to hide what just showed up. But it was too late. People saw it. The video went viral. Everyone started asking the same question. Did Crawford just accidentally leak his next fight? Now let me tell you who Janibek Alimkhanuly is. He's a fighter from Kazakhstan. He's 32 years old, and his record is 17 wins with 0 losses. Just like Crawford, he's never been beaten. Janibek has 12 knockouts, which means he has serious power in his punches. Right now, he holds 2 of the 4 major championship belts at Middleweight. That's the 160 division. Janibek isn't just good. He's really, really good. He's on a 4-fight knockout streak right now. That means his last 4 opponents all got stopped. None of them made it to the final bell. The Ring magazine, which is like the Bible of boxing, ranks him as the #1 middleweight in the entire world. When Hall of Famer Tim Bradley was asked about Janibek, he said something pretty scary. Bradley told everyone,
"Dude is cold, man. Footwork, angles, shoot, power in both hands. He a killer." That's what he is. He a damn killer, man, you know? So, I mean, look, if Crawford can go down and face that dude, bro, man, whoo, Crawford's legacy. Now, it might not be no marquee name and a name that the whole world will know.
That's a former world champion warning Crawford to stay away from this guy. But Crawford doesn't seem worried at all.
But everybody will be tuning in just to see Terence Crawford's greatness because he's a mega star now. He's the star now, right? Hey, yeah. So it don't matter who Terence fight. Everybody gonna be tuning in to see the greatness of Terence Crawford. So you know what? That damn fight, or if they were to fight, woo-wee, that's a bad fight. And I'm here to tell y'all, hey, just as well as Crawford, hey, Janibek is a bad man, dude.
2 days after that first video on October 30th, everything became clear. Janibek's manager, a guy named Edges Klimas, posted another video. This time, Crawford was sitting right next to him at the convention. Someone near Crawford said to the camera,
Hey Johnny, we're here next. Looking for you. Looking for December 6th, how you gonna do it?
Then Crawford looked directly at the camera, pointed to his eyes, made a fist, and said,
I got my eyes on you, Janibek. Good luck.
That wasn't an accident. That was a direct message. Crawford just told the entire boxing world exactly who he wants to fight next. And Janibek responded on social media with, "Thank you, bro," and the muscle emoji. He's not backing down. He wants this fight too. So why would Crawford want to fight Janibek? Well, let me explain what's happening at middleweight right now. There are 4 major championship belts in boxing: the WBO, the IBF, the WBA, and the WBC. Janibek has 2 of them, the WBO and the IBF. Another fighter named Erislandy Lara has one, the WBA, and a fighter named Carlos Adames has the last one, the WBC. On December 6th, Janibek is fighting Lara in San Antonio, Texas. This is a huge fight because the winner will have 3 of the 4 belts. They'll be just 1 belt away from being the undisputed middleweight champion. And that's exactly what Crawford is watching for. Crawford told the Netflix panel after beating Canelo, "I'm going to sit down with my team and discuss what is next in the future for Terence Crawford. But who knows, I might go down to 160 pounds. 160 pounds is middleweight. That's the division Crawford skipped over when he jumped up to fight Canelo." Here's Crawford's championship history. He's won world titles in 5 different weight classes so far. He won belts at lightweight, super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, and now super middleweight. But he never fought at middleweight. He went from super welterweight at 154 pounds straight up to super middleweight at 168 pounds. He jumped over the 160-pound division completely just to fight Canelo. Now it looks like he wants to go back and fill in that missing piece. If Crawford beats the winner of Janibek versus Lara, he would have 3 of the 4 middleweight belts immediately. Then he could fight Carlos Adames for the last belt. If he wins both fights, he becomes the undisputed middleweight champion. That would make him the undisputed champion in 4 different weight classes. Nobody has ever done that in the 4-belt era. It would be one of the greatest achievements in boxing history. And here's what makes it even better. Crawford would have world titles in 6 different weight classes. 6! That puts him in an incredibly rare group of fighters. Only a handful of boxers in history have won titles in that many divisions. The betting odds for Janibek versus Lara already came out. Janibek is a massive favorite. The odds say he has a much bigger chance of winning. Most experts think Janibek will beat Lara and take that 3rd belt. Lara is 42 years old. He's experienced and skilled, but he's fighting a younger, stronger fighter who's in his prime. But there's a problem that could mess up Crawford's plans. Eddie Hearn, who's a big boxing promoter, revealed that the IBF has a rule. The IBF is one of the organizations that gives out championship belts. According to Hearn, the winner of Janibek versus Lara will be forced to fight a guy named Austin Williams next. Williams is what they call a mandatory challenger. That means the champion has to fight them whether they want to or not. The IBF said there are no exceptions to this rule. If that happens, Crawford would have to wait even longer. Janibek would have to beat Lara, then beat Williams before he could even think about fighting Crawford. That could push everything back by months or even a whole year. Janibek isn't worried about any of this. He actually posted on social media with a plan. He wrote, "What do you guys think about this? By next May, I'll have all 4 belts. And if by then Crawford is still holding all 4 in his division, we'll have a clash of 2 undisputed champions in the fall of 2026. Think about that for a second. Janibek is saying he's going to become the undisputed middleweight champion by May of next year. Then in the fall of 2026, he wants to fight Crawford when they're both undisputed champions in different weight classes. That would be an undisputed champion versus an undisputed champion super fight. That almost never happens in boxing. Janibek also said something interesting. He tweeted, "He doesn't need to fight Adames. I'll beat both Lara and Adames, take all 4 belts, and then he can take his time and get ready to fight me." So Janibek is basically telling Crawford to relax and wait. He'll unify all the belts himself, and then they can have the biggest fight possible with everything on the line. Crawford could also fight other people instead. There's talk about a rematch with Canelo. That would be the biggest money fight available, but Canelo needs surgery on his elbow right now, so that fight couldn't happen for a while anyway. There's also a fighter named David Benavidez who used to fight at super middleweight. Turki Al-Sheikh, who's a Saudi official who helped make the Crawford-Canelo fight happen, suggested Crawford versus Benavidez. But Benavidez moved up to light heavyweight, which is 175 pounds. He'd have to lose a lot of weight to come back down and fight Crawford. Another option is Jaron Ennis, who people call Boots. Crawford was linked to Ennis a couple years ago. Ennis is at super welterweight right now, which is 154 pounds. Maybe they could meet in the middle at 160 pounds for a big American showdown. Then there's Jermell Charlo. He used to be the undisputed champion at super welterweight. But Charlo lost to Canelo back in May of 2023 and hasn't fought since. That was over 2 years ago. Now he's calling out Crawford, but he sounds completely different than he used to. Boxing analysts Max Kellerman and Mike Coppinger talked about this on their show. Kellerman said that great fighters don't call people out by saying they can give them a good fight. Great fighters say they're going to win. But Charlo said, "I'd give him the best fight of today's era." That's not the talk of someone who thinks they're going to win. Crawford is 38 years old. Some people think he should just retire now. He's undefeated, he's accomplished everything, he's made his money. Why risk it all? But when you look at how he fought against Canelo, you can see he's still at the top of his game. He was faster than Canelo, he controlled the distance, he picked his shots perfectly, and he showed that even moving up in weight, he's still one of the best fighters in the world. What are your thoughts on this matter? Write them down in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more boxing updates.